everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alyssa and I am a part-time reseller on platforms like eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, FLYP, and FLYP. So I make a lot of reselling content on this channel, but I am also just recently starting to share my budgeting journey and paying off over $200,000 in student loan debt. Yes, you did hear that correctly, $200,000. But this video is all gonna be about my experience using the FLYP app, and I have completed the total 90 days of selling on the platform. Well, someone else selling for me. So I just wanted to give you my total experience, and this video is not sponsored. So this is going to be all my unfiltered thoughts about my experience using it and working with a pro seller. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this video, so thank you so much for being patient, and I'm excited to give you all of the juicy details. So if you haven't watched my previous video on what I sent in to FLYP, I will link it up above and in the description box below, so definitely go check that out before or after you finish watching this video, and it will all make sense. I am going into this video assuming you know what the FLYP app is and how generally it kind of works, what the purpose of it is. So if you don't have any background on FLYP or what the app is, definitely check out my previous video and I'll go over all of those details as well. I do have some structure of this video today, so there's 10 things that we're going to cover. So we'll go over 1, why did I decide to try FLYP? 2, kind of the app navigation, how easy or not easy it was to use, how to upload a lot for sale. Like, what does that even mean? What's the process like? 4, how was it getting matched with a pro seller? How long did it take? What was the process like? And I do have screenshots for everything as well. 5, what was the timeline for the pro seller to list all of the items on the platforms that they use? 6, a total cost of goods for the box. How many of each items, like shoes and clothing, did I have and what my cost of goods was for each, and then the total cost of goods for the box. 7, what happened after the 90 days? So you get a 90-day consignment period that the pro seller will sell your items for, and then I'm going to share you exactly what happened, what sold, if anything, and what those items sold for, and how much my total profit has been so far on the box. 8, what happens now that the 90 days are over? What's next? 9, my sort of thoughts of where FLYP can improve. Really, there are areas of improvement, maybe some flaws that I found in the process. 10, what my total and overall experience and thoughts are with using the app FLYP. So why did I want to try FLYP? So when FLYP first became an option for resellers, I thought it was such a great idea to have somebody else sell your items and you kind of just ship it to them and kind of make the profit. And that's really exactly what happened. I had so much inventory coming to me. I was sourcing a bunch, but I just didn't have time to list everything. I was so busy in my personal and professional life that it just wasn't feasible for me to photograph everything, list everything, and handle the customer service for everything that goes into, reselling an item. So I figured I would try out the app and see if it would help add any efficiencies to my reselling business, and really at the end of the day, help me make more money without doing a lot of the work. In my opinion, the benefit of being a pro seller, so the person who was selling my items, is they're getting the inventory for free. They are not paying a dime to get the inventory shipped to them, but they are investing their own time into the photographing, the listing, even the prepping, the customer service, answering questions, taking the measurements, shipping. They're doing all of the grunt work essentially to get this item to sell. So they're investing time, but they're not investing money into these items. I'm the one who has invested the money into those items. It's really a win-win situation, in my opinion. So the app navigation, in my opinion, it was very easy to use the app. It was kind of difficult at first to figure out where you get the information specifically, but after you get the hang of it, it's really easy to use, and I have no complaints at all about the functionality of the platform. And it was so easy to sign up and to list a lot, which brings us in to number 3. It was so easy to list the lot. You take a photo of the item, you put the brand in the description, the size, the condition, what it is it a dress, is it a skirt, and then really any other keywords, and then you just hit add to lot. The process was so easy and maybe took about a minute per item. I believe you can list up to 30 items per lot. My lot had 26 items, but I kind of wish as I look back that I would have done all 30 items because it wasn't going to cost me any more to add 4 more items. What was it like getting matched with a pro seller? So you do have to submit your lot for approval. That can take anywhere from 24 to 48 hours depending if it's a weekend. I believe I submitted my lot for approval on a Sunday evening. It did take about 24 hours for it to get approved, and all of the lots go live at 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. So I did have to wait till Tuesday for my lot to be able to get bid on. That was kind of frustrating because I was like, well, I submitted it on Sunday and it's already Tuesday. Like, what's going on? Then I woke up Wednesday morning and I had gotten matched with a pro seller, and then I also had an option for someone to buy out my entire lot, and therefore they would list it for whatever they want. It's their items now versus consigning. The buyout option was for $95, which I honestly thought was a joke because there was no way I was going to accept that offer, so I did decline the buyout. I was also matched with a pro seller for consignment. The breakdown was 60-40, meaning the pro seller was going to keep 60% of the total payouts from the platform minus fees, and I would keep 40%. I really wanted a 50-50 split in terms of the commission versus what I take and what the pro seller was taking, but at this point the box had been sitting in my living room for like 4 days, and I just wanted it gone. I wanted it out, and I just wanted to start having the items be listed and for sale so I could start making some of my money back. So I shipped the box, I think on a Thursday. It arrived the following Monday or Tuesday, and once the box arrives to the pro seller's house or apartment or wherever they live, they do have 2 weeks to get the items listed. And man, did she take the full 2 weeks. I didn't know that until I actually reached out to her about a week and a half in and kind of asked what was going on. I very politely, of course, just said if she needed any help or what was kind of the holdup here, if she was having any trouble with any of the items. I will say though, when they first get to the pro seller's place of living, the pro seller is supposed to inspect everything and sort of note any flaws that weren't already noted, just so when they're listing or things get shipped back to you, it's not a he said, she says sort of argument. And my pro seller did do that. She sent me a long message of all of the flaws of the items, and that she was of course going to be noting them in the listings, but she wanted to make me aware of, you know, what was happening. So I'll post some screenshots of the process of listing. As you can see at the very top of the screenshots, it does have the date, and she took that full 2 weeks to list my items. It was kind of frustrating because I thought the process was gonna go a lot faster. So by the time I had shipped the items to her and she had listed it, it was about 3 weeks. Plus, if you include those 4 days of me sort of dealing with the lot process, it was about a month that it took for the items to get listed. I thought that was a really long time, but when you compare it to a platform like ThredUp, which could take months and months and months, it was fine. It's not a big deal. But the whole time and throughout the whole process, even when I asked her sort of what was going on, she was always very kind and very responsive. Even now, she's still very responsive to me, which I'm very, very grateful for. I have no complaints on the performance of the pro seller by any means. What was my total cost of goods for the entire box? So I had gotten everything from the bins. So I paid about $3 per pair of shoes and about $1.75 per per clothing item. So for the shoes, I had 12 pairs, and for the clothing items, I had 14 items. So a total of 26. So if you do the 3 times 12 for the shoes, plus the 175 plus 14 for the clothing items, you get $60.50, which was my total cost of goods for the box. So what sold? Did anything actually sell? And the answer is yes, 13 items sold, which I am so happy about. So my total payout for those 13 items, are you ready? I was shocked when I sort of started collecting the data for this video because I really just let the lot sit. So my total payout was $190.56. So I had 8 clothing items sell, and I also had 5 pairs of shoes sold. So using the math for my total cost of goods, my total cost of goods for those items that sold was $29. So I turned $29 into $190.56. I could not believe it when I did the math. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. I mean, I was a little in shock, a little bit. So if you break it down though of what my total profit was per item that sold, so if I take the $190.56 minus the $29, I get $161.50, which is a breakdown of $12.43 profit per item that sold on Flip. I know $12.40 is not everyone's cup of tea, and it's not their profit margin sort of expectations, but for literally just photographing the item, putting it in a box, taking it to the shipping store, and having someone else do all of the work for me, I'll take $12.43 all day, every day for items. Like, that is so good in my opinion. And only 13 items sold of the 26. So 50% of the items sold and 50% of the items did not. But that's okay. That's pretty good odds in my opinion. So then if I take the total cost of goods for the box, right, which was $60.50, and I minus that from the $190.56, I'm still $130 in the green. So $130 per lot that I have on Flip. There's only one, but if I could do that with every lot, I'll take it. I mean, I didn't do any of the work. I mean, yes, I had to go source the items, but I didn't have to photograph, I didn't have to prep them, I didn't have to list it, I didn't have to go to the USPS store 5,000 times a week to ship these items. Like, someone else did all of, honestly, the hard work and the not fun work. I got to do the fun work. I went sourcing, and that is fun for me. And I made on that box total $130, but I still have 13 items that need to sell. Now what happens? Like, my 90 days is over. Like, what do I do? What do I do with the inventory? What does a ProSeller do? So you do have 3 options. So 1, you can extend the consignment period for 45 more days. 2, you can have the ProSeller propose a buyout. So then all of the unsold inventory would then become theirs legally. Or 3, you can get the items returned to you. I chose to extend the consignment period for 45 more days. I did this because everything's already listed, she's already relisted it, and she's already put in the time and effort for these items to sell, so why not leave it for 45 more days, see if we can each make a couple more dollars, and then I'll get the items returned to me. I did tell my ProSeller that she can highly discount these items or send really competitive offers just to get the items gone. So if she wants to do that, she can. If not, then after the 45 days, I'll just get the items returned to me and honestly probably just list them again on Flip and see if someone else wants to sell them. So my items, they're still listed on Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, and Facebook Marketplace. Those are the 4 platforms that the ProSeller uses. Now that you've kind of heard all really of the good things about Flip, what sold for me, for how much it sold, let's talk about my areas of improvement for Flip. what are the flaws, in my opinion, so far on the platform? One is that they're very particular about the brands that you can list. You cannot list mall brands or like Forever 21, H&M. You're not allowed to list those items, which that can be a good thing to limit the mall brands, because it's very likely the pro seller isn't going to make that much money, nor is the seller who's listing the lot. But I wish sometimes that they would have a little bit more flexibility, because mall brands do sell, but maybe like limit it to specific items or have like a drop down menu so you can filter it. But I wish there was a little bit more flexibility with the mall brands. When I first listed my lot on FLYP, the platform was free. They were brand new pretty much, just starting out, but now they've started to implement a 5% fee on your total payout. So eBay right now is like 12%, Mercari is like similar to that, 12%, Poshmark is obviously 20%. So 5% on FLYP is like nothing compared to the other platforms, but it does come out of my profits, not the pro sellers. It comes out of my profits. So for every lot I now list, I was grandfathered in with my previous lot, but every lot I now list, I will have 5% of my profits taken and given to FLYP, sort of as the platform fees, which I get it, right? They've got to make money somehow. 5% is really not a big deal, but it's not free. And when I first signed up, it was free, which was awesome. My third sort of wish or want is during the matching process, I only got matched with like one pro seller and one person who wanted to buy out my items. However, I do know that more people bid on my lot, and I wish I could have seen everybody and been able to select the person that I wanted to from everyone who bid on my lot. Because the algorithm, or however it works within FLYP, they just match you with somebody based on a certain number of criteria. Maybe there was somebody who was better than the woman I got matched with, and they were wanting maybe a 50-50 consignment, or maybe someone had a better buyout option. I just wish I could have seen everybody who bid on it and was able to select from those people versus being matched. Because if you get matched with somebody and you have to restart the matching process, it could take about 48 more hours for you to get matched with somebody. And honestly, it's like 2 more days adding on to this already long process. The other thing I wish FLYP would add to that platform is the total payout per lot. So right now it's only on one screen. You can see your total payouts, how much has been paid, how much has been sold. But I wish when you clicked on your lot, you would be able to see the total payout for that lot specifically. It would just really help with the numbers and being able to track stuff in my Excel sheet and my data sheet and sort of remind me which lot it came from, and really if I'm making money off of that lot. Like, I want to make sure the things in that lot are selling. You know, how much money have I made in one lot versus the other lot? Like, what brands, which ones are performing better? You know, I wish I just would have more data specifically narrowed down for me, if that makes sense. So the fifth and final sort of flaw or areas of improvements that FLYP could incorporate into their platform is a little bit more accountability from their pro sellers. I have heard some horror stories about people using FLYP, and you know, they ended up compensating that seller, like someone like me, for the sort of issues. And I've heard they have wonderful customer service. But when you're dealing with sort of the unknown and random people on the internet that you're putting your inventory into their hands to sell for you, I think there just needs to be a little bit more accountability and a little bit more of a screening process for the pro sellers. I'm actually a pro seller. I have not gotten any lots, I haven't bid on any lots, but I remember the process being very easy, and I think it just needs to be a little bit safer, right? Like, a little bit more comforting, a little bit more background checking for these people. There may have already implemented more systems, but since I'm already ProSeller and I haven't been through that process recently, I don't know sort of what they've now implemented. So I hope that they have, and if not, I hope that they do. But at the end, you know, it's still your responsibility as a seller to do your research on the person that you got matched with. I completely cyberstalked the person I got matched with, and I was like, okay, she's good, she checks out, you know, she has a really beautiful closet. I checked out her Mercari, you know, I checked out everything to make sure that one, she was legit, B, she wasn't just selling garbage in her closets, like she had nice stuff. And I just wanted to make sure she was a real human being and someone who was going to treat my inventory correctly, was going to be able to market it to sell, and really just make sure that, you know, the customers that she deals with were having a great experience end to end. So my overall thoughts and experience on FLYP is 2 thumbs up. I think FLYP is a fantastic app, genius for creating it. And honestly, the fact that I made $130 in the green on this lot and I haven't really done anything, hey, why would you not do this, right? Like, how easy. It was so easy the entire time. Effortless on my part. I did have to like guide my ProSeller along the way, maybe answer any questions that she had. But for the most part, I think I maybe put in an hour, 2 hours into my lot. So if you take the 2 hours I spent putting time into the slot, divided by the $130 in the green I've made in total from the lot, that's $65 per hour. Not bad. Not bad at all. And I think this is a total game changer for my reselling business, other people's reselling business, maybe just people who can't order kits off of ThreadUp and want to try a different way, or maybe the buy-sell trade store didn't take it or the consignment store didn't take it. You know, have somebody who is a pro in their reselling business sell it for you, and then you take part of the profit, they take part of the profit. Win-win. That is all I have for you for this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was insightful and gave you a lot of information on FLYP and how the app works, and a real experience as somebody who's been through the consignment process with FLYP and what my thoughts were. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate you giving me a big thumbs up. I will continually post videos on FLYP as I use the platform more and more in 2022. I'm hoping it becomes a significant portion of my business. I really enjoyed it that much and think it could, you know, really help me pay off all of the debt that I mentioned in the beginning of this video. So hit the subscribe button, follow along on the multiple journeys that I am on here, and I will see you in my next video. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.